These knights are ridiculous.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
This video and my channel are sponsored by Untapped.gg. Want to improve your Magic the Gathering Arena gameplay? I recommend Untapped because they help you track your stats, build your decks, even play limited. If you want to check it out, it's in a link in the description of the video. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. This is my first recording that I'm making with my new audio setup. So if you're feeling like, Amy, you sound a little different, I love your dulcet tones, it's because I indeed have a different microphone, audio interface, everything else. So let's get into the deck. This is Raddic Tal Zealot. Tal Zealot, this is a great card. They made a really, really good card. This is from the new Alchemy Brothers War set, and Raddic is a knight who makes more knights. Also has hexproof from white and hexproof from black, which are the two colors of really good targeted removal. Sorry, green, but fight spells don't quite cut it. So Raddic, whenever you attack with one or more knights, you get to draft a card from the spellbook, which means that of this spellbook, you're going to be presented with 3 random choices, and you get to choose one of them. You're pretty much guaranteed to get a useful card. These are all good cards, and they're all parts of Knights Tribal. I gotta say, they hit it out of the park with this card. It's fantastic. It's a little strong, but you know what? Knights deserves that. Knights is it's a creature archetype that in the past it's gotten other legends that are of part of the same theme. This Sir Gwyn, but it never quite felt strong enough to kind of go toe to toe with the other decks in Arena. Now we totally can. So this deck has a lot of knights in it. In fact, it has 29, not including shapeshifters and things that become knights or create knights. That's a lot. That means that we're running things like Herald's Horn to hopefully draw an extra knight. We also have a little bit of board wipe in here, some spells that make knights, generally good planeswalkers for both removal, card draw purposes, and really, like, we have knights. The knights work as removal, and Raddic actually generates 2 of the knights, the Cavalier of Night and the Cavalier of Dawn, that work as removal, also protective spells. There's so much going on. Because we're in black and white, and remember I mentioned before that there's a lot of good targeted removal in black and white, we also have access to some really great spells like Patriarch's Humiliation, Swords to Plowshares, Legions to Ashes. I put a focus on these spells over the like just a kill spell like a Heartless Act. We also have access to Murderous Rider, both in the deck and from the spellbook. Such a good card. I also want to point out there are some Knights Tribal cards which I rarely get to use, like Knights Charge. People were telling me when I was building this deck, you need a mass reanimate, and I told them I've already got one. Knights Charge kicks so much butt, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to drain you and attacking with my knights, and eventually I'm gonna sacrifice Knight's Charge to bring back all the knights from the graveyard to the battlefield. This is so good. So we're gonna take this deck into the queue, and I'm gonna show you what knights can do. Trelasara, she who gains life. I have a little bit of removal in my hand that hits Trelasara, and a little bit more. So I'm pretty happy with this hand. I'm gonna keep it. I don't like that I don't have double white mana, because double white, and double white mana on all 3 of these. But I do have a wee tiny Death Toucher, and that's good enough for me. Let's go Foulmire Knight. It's a knight. Knights was a huge tribe in Eldraine, by the way. So if you're wondering why so many of the knight cards are from either Dominaria or Eldraine, that's why. Oh, look! More white sources. I'm happy about that. I'm going to play one of those white sources and swing in with the Foulmire Knight. I feel like they could trade here, but they're not going to. What's up, Llanowar Elf? How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, gaining life. Ew. Life gain. That card lets them gain more life. It is probably worthy of getting Skyclave Apparitioned, and I am going to take it out here. Angel of Vitality, also very notably in Brawl. If I hadn't dealt that 1 damage, it would have been a 4/4 flyer. It increases your life gain triggers, but it also just, it's big. Your starting life total is 25 in this format. Oh, hey, Shalai. Shalai is good at protecting their board. But are they good at protecting Shalai? We'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and swing in with the Foulmire Knight. It's okay if I lose it, but they would have to trade pretty nastily into it. So let's see, Knight of Ebon Legion, Acclaimed Contender, and Cavalier of Dawn. I'll have 5 mana. I don't have 3 white yet, but I am okay with adding a higher mana value card into my hand. Also, the Foulmire Knight, like, I don't know, that's not a great trade. That's not a great trade, is it? We still got that Llanowar Elf out. They are well protected. Ooh, he bolted that in. Paid 3 life. They would have 5 mana here. There's Trailosara. They still have 3 left. The gears are turning in my head. What could it be? A Speaker of the Heavens. They're nowhere near that triggering. They'd have to be at 32 life. Then they can tap it to make an angel on their turn. Okay. I'm going to attack in with the Foulmire Knight again. Maybe even the Skyclave Apparition? I'll leave it back. Okay, we've got Circle of Loyalty, Valiant Knight, and Black Lance Paragon. I'm gonna grab that Circle of Loyalty. Nice. And then I'm going to also, just like them... Do I want to bolt this in? Oh no, my mana doesn't work out that well. One, two, three. Yeah, I don't have enough white swords, so I'm gonna have that enter and tap. I'm trying to decide here between taking out Shalai, because they might be able to activate her next turn, and spitting out a ton of knights onto the battlefield. And I'm actually going to choose spitting out a bunch of knights onto the battlefield. Like that one, and this one, and 1/1 token. Just for good measures. Rish card's gonna get some +1/+1 counters on these buddies. Who's getting them? Shalai and Speaker? Okay. Shalai, do you want to attack me? Speaker, do you want to tap for mana? Oh, Sarah Ascendant. Another card, by the way, that's actually really strong in Commander specifically because it's a 1 mana 6/6 flying and lifelink in a 40 life format. Kind of ridiculous, right? Just a little. I'm going to attack it with the Foulmire Knight. You want to enlist? Okay, it's cute if you enlist. I'm going to enlist this guy. And that's me attacking with some knights. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny. Ooh. It's almost like we can give a card first strike until end of turn. Hey, Wandering Emperor. How are you doing? Is this going to be a big got 'em? We thought we'd have to minus for the Wandering Emperor, but why minus what you can plus? They do have 2 mana up here from the Rishkar's ability. It's not enough. Nice. Okay, there we go. We got a Midnight Reaper in hand. We have the Wandering Emperor on the battlefield. And Raddic's just chilling. Raddic's like, go, my knights. I'll chill back here. And, I don't know, summon more of you. So inspiring. I'm going to go ahead and put the first strike on the Foulmire Knight this turn. Because it has Death Touch, and I'm a meanie bobini. Play the Circle of Loyalty pre-combat, because it's going to get me more damage. Nice. Also play this pre-combat, in case my creatures die, so I draw cards. And And we're going to attack in with the Foulmire Knight. We're going to attack in with the Benalish Knight Commander, enlisting. And yeah, I'm going to enlist the Worthy Knight. Just that. Just those two. You got some life linkers out here if you want to trigger Trailasara. Ooh, Smitten Swordmaster. Ooh, Knight of Ebon Leech. Ooh, Smitten Ooh. So many cards. March of the Many Guys. Okay, that's a couple life linkers. Trailasara might be kind of big next turn. I like triple blocking this and not blocking the Foulmire Knight for them. Okay, well they're just gonna prevent a little damage. We're gonna get to draw a card, kind of hoping it's a land. They scry to the top. They scry to the top again. Oh, and again. They like whatever's up there. I could drain them. I could just play the life linker. I want to drain. Nice. 4 life. And more copy. Oh, that's a henge. They can tap that, gain 2 life, gets 2 mana too. And they still have, by the way, 2 mana over here. So they have 4 only green mana. No, 5. Sorry. Llanowar Elf also taps for mana. Oh, Aetherflux Reservoir. Casting spells, gains them life. Thankfully, though, it's not a creature, so they're not able to just keep drawing off the henge here. This is part of the same cycle as the Great Henge. But the Great Henge is so much better than the Circle of Loyalty. Oh, what do we want? I know what I want. I want to destroy the Great Henge, but I'm going to do it after combat. So we're going to start with... Do you want to exile a creature? No, I want to give this first strike again because it makes me feel good. And then I'm going to attack with it and get a knight off of Raddic's ability. Thanks, Raddic. Ooh, this Protect Raddic. Protect or attack? Let's get the Dauntless Bodyguard. I'll protect. Again, like, they're only really able to board wipe it, but there's a bunch of exiling board wipes this wouldn't help with. Okay, Cavalier of Dawn. It gets an extra buff thanks to that boon. We're destroying the Great Henge. They get a 3/3 golem. And is there anybody I want to bring back from the graveyard? No, but having a bird sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? Bird acquired. Wandering Emperor's like, I could exile so many creatures right now. Yay! Oh, Righteous Valkyrie! One of the best life gain cards because it both gains the life and is the payoff for getting life. If they get to 32 life, because we start at 25 in this format, everybody gets +2/+2 over here. But my knights are too mighty. That did give you a blocker in the air, though, which I'm not happy about. Ooh! Double strike! Is it Flungin time? Because I think it might almost be Flungin time. The finest time of all times. Well, it's a +1/+1 counter. Raddic does. Is it the right move to attack with everything? I don't know, they've got life linkers. Do I really want to attack with everything? Yes. So I'm going to. Bodyguard, Knight, Order. Well, probably some stuff's gonna die this turn, so... I'll make it so I can bring something back. Perfect. Because the Knights are the only ones with double strike, They are still able to, block these humans, gain some life off that. Looks like they want to trade with Raddic, and I'm totally fine with that. I could play Raddic again, and I also kind of have, like, lots of resources already. I don't feel like I need Raddic alive. Oh, apparently I actually did have double black mana open for a Murderous Rider if I wanted to do some kill. It's wild, by the way, that you can get a removal spell. 3 different removal spells off of this spellbook. Okay, we're swinging in. Creatures are being sacrificed. Their lives forfeit. Oh, but they're indestructible! Only my creatures will die. Nice. But a little damage is still going to go through, and they're not gaining as much as they're losing, because they're gaining, I think, 4 life? Double, 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 double strike. They're down to 18. Move my commander to the command zone, or I can bring him back with the Order of Midnight. I'm fine with that. Do I want to bring back you? Yeah, I'm actually going to decline here. We get to draw some cards. They get to gain some life, get the triggers on Trelasara. They're digging. Baleful Mastery. And Blood on the Snow. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to bring back my commander to my hand. So I don't have to pay taxes. Me? Commit tax evasion? Never! I would never do that. Except in Magic the Gathering. Alright, it was a land. So they didn't scry to what they wanted. That's too bad for them. They do have an attack here on Wandering Emperor, but Wandering Emperor has so much loyalty because I've just been plussing her. Wanderer is so ready to exile that Valkyrie. And they know it. My turn? Do I want to just wipe the board? Because I can, like, protect and wipe the board. I think it's better for me to just keep attacking, though. I think we are going to beat them with damage. The only reason why that worked for their combat last turn is because they had Indestructible. And they're not going to have it again. So, good game, Trelasara. It's Judith, the Scourge Diva. Black, red, and makes you dead. Judith makes your creatures get +1/+0, and when your non-token creatures die, you get to ping for 1 damage. It's a pretty sweet card. I am a big fan of Judith with Obosh as a companion. I had that built as a Brawl deck at one point. I didn't upkeep it though, so you've probably never seen it on Brawl Stars. Is this a Goblins deck? Because that's a Goblin. Alright, well, I'm going to throw down the Worthy Knight. Whenever I cast a Knight, I get a 1/1 human. Just a good way to clutter up the battlefield. Conspicuous Snoop, though, what are you up to? Lightning Bolt on the Worthy Knight, that's completely reasonable. And Face Vaulter, which is a Goblin. I think that this is Judith Goblins. So our opponent has started a carnival, and that carnival is full of goblins. Nice. Let's play the Faceless Agent here. It's not, the best at blocking, but it will get us another card in hand. Got me Guardian of Faith. Let's see if they throw down with the Judith. Goblins do have like a kind of a subtle sacrifice theme, which is good with Judith as a commander. Nice. Dark Dweller Oracle. You can sacrifice creatures to play the top card of your library. Extra good with the Conspicuous Snoop because they can see the top of their library. So can I. And they're not attacking in here, which means that I want to attack in. So here comes Raddic. Remember, hexproof from black. So he's hard to kill. Swinging in with a Faceless Agent because it's a knight. And getting a knight. Which knight do I want here? I want one of the cheaper ones. I think I'm going to go with the Knight of Ebon Legion. Also, Judith is a black damage source, so Judith would not be able to target Raddic with the When Things Die ability. I think that's important to point out. Hi, Lolth. Lolth is going to spit out some spiders. Oh, hello, spiders. Oh my gosh, we have so many knights we can play. I have to decide which knights I want to play. We can throw down the horn. We can go with the lieutenant. I kind of like the lieutenant throwing the counter on Faceless Agent here. I'm going to do that. By the way, Faceless Agent is a card I spoiled. And I think Raddic is a card I spoiled too. We're going crazy with Amy's cards on this battlefield. They double block. But we get another knight because of Bostri's Lieutenant's ability. And we can either get down a Knight of Ebon Legion, or I could just drain them for 3. No, I'm gonna throw down the Knight. This is a great card. Knight of Ebon Legion is one of the best black 1-drops ever printed. It's a phenomenal card. Goblin Ringleader has haste, and it's going to reveal and grab some goblins. Wow, so in the top 4 cards, they had 3 goblins. They had Skirk Prospector, Torch Courier, and Goblin Trash Master. Well, then I probably don't want to play Herald's Horn because it's really easy for them to destroy it. I guess I will attack first? No, Yeah, I'm going to attack first. I'm going to throw in with this knight. Just bring it at the face. And maybe the Knight of Ebon Legion. No, let's just go with this knight. It's vigilant. Cavalier. Cavalier would let me do some killing. Some targeted killing. Midnight Reaper would deal more damage to me, but it's not bad. Okay, just trading with the Ringleader. I'm totally down with that. I'm paying attention to what they have in hand, because some of it's scary. Right, Vona, Guardian of Faith. I'm going to go with the Curry Favor. Should have done a pre-combat. Would have made the Knight trigger. And I'm not, like, being super efficient about this mana usage. I'm just trying to essentially, like, keep my value around. They have that Crippling Fear, which will hit these 2. That's part of why I didn't want to commit too much more to this battlefield. I'm ready for that Judith. She's gonna do damage. Oh, here comes the Trash Master. Gonna give all the goblins +1/+1. They're no longer able to use this. They can use Baleful Mastery on you, or you. They said no, though. They have stopped that. Do I want to stop them from casting off the top of their deck? Do I want to get rid of that Trash Master? I'm gonna get rid of the Trash Master. No garbage allowed! Let's see. Guardian of Faith, Lolth, Cavalier. Start with a swing. Bostri's Lieutenant. And Smitten Swordmaster. Guardian of Faith, Cavalier of Night. Black Lance Paragon. Wish I had some more lands. I'll take that. Not gonna double block. Okay. Both is getting a ton of loyalty here. But I am okay with that. We're gonna throw down Vona, and I think that they're going to use the Baleful Mastery on it. I'm also going to sip my coffee. Coffee. I do have a little bit of worry about Lolth's ultimate ability. Lolth's ultimate ability is pretty much your opponent, if you deal some damage to them, will lose 8 life per turn. Nice, lightning bolt. It has to be combat damage? They'll combat damage. Yep. Judith, you know you want to party with me. Goblin Dark Dwellers is pretty cool too. That's how they recast that lightning bolt. Foundry Street Denizen. This is just, I grow when red creatures come into play. Like this guy. Ah, alright, so they're just making some more spiders. It costs mana for them to sacrifice creatures. They have mana off their Skirk. Oh, I guess I might as well destroy Lolth this turn. Let's see here. I'm happy to sacrifice Vona here. So I'm going to, I think, do the attack and the sacrifice Vona, since Vona lived this turn. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do first. I have Guardian of Faith. Don't feel like I need to use it, though. We're going to attack, I don't know, their face. That sounds good. With Vona. We're going to draft Circle of Loyalty. Yes, please. Okay, so they're going for this double block. If I wanted to, we could actually dodge this double block. We have the ability to do so. But I'm much more driven by I want to kill Lolth because I'm a little scared of her. So we're going to pay 7. We're going to gain 4 back, though. And I can choose, do I want to Guardian of Faith my Vona out? I'm still actually, like, debating on it. The reason I don't want to do it is I would like to play Circle of Loyalty. And if I want to do that, I need to have white mana up. And I don't have that much white mana. Bye, Vona. No. Why do you think I would want to spend that mana? I think they're trying to hold up for the Cavalier of Night here. Speaking of knights, cave for knight. So many fun creature types for knights. Like, tons of them. Blacklands Paragon. It's not changing anything here. Oh. And Circle of Loyalty. Nice. Okay. More damage. More fun. Yeah, that Crippling Fear's looking alright. Oh, a Hobbling Goblin. We also have a Shock. Nice. Shock plus Fear equals kill Raddic. Metallic Mimic plus Blaster's Lieutenant equals more knights. I'm doing math, which is for blockers. I really want this Judith to come down. Come on, Judith. Oh, they're just passing post-combat. You've got all this delicious removal. I see that Fatal Push off the top of your library. Okay, great. So they're going for the Crippling Fear, naming goblins. My non-goblins die. We had another knight, though. Let's boogie. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, Valiant Knight would be nice. By the way, when we cast legendary spells, including Planeswalkers, the Circle of Loyalty will trigger. Giving me more knights. I actually had Circle of Loyalty in my first, draft of this deck. Arena was down for most of yesterday, so I only got to play a few games with it. I took it out because I found just getting it off of Raddic's spellbook is a lot better value, and also the timing works out more because you're going to have knights on the battlefield. So, cool. Circle of Loyalty. Still not worth putting into a deck. Sorry, Circle of Loyalty. I opened one of these in my Eldraine draft. It was cool. All right, Fatal Push on the Lieutenant. I draw a card off of Liliana's ability. This is Liliana Dreadhorde General. And now here comes Judith, giving +1/+0 to all the goblins. Damage. Oh, the damage. Baleful Mastery on Liliana, that's completely understandable. They still do have this treasure, though, for the shock. This would have first strike. Okay, so they're not going for it. I could kill Judith. That's probably a good idea, actually, just killing Judith. Cavalier of Night. Plus Wintermoor Commander. Maybe Herald's Horn. Have to be careful with that. Yeah, they no longer have the destruction. I'm gonna go with this Herald's Horn. I've been kind of shying away from using it. Herald's Horn, naming Knight, Knight. All right, so now we're gonna play the Knight. And I'm going to sacrifice Zombie Token to kill Judith. I could attack with Raddic here. They would need to block with something. I'm okay with that. I think it's better than just attacking with a knight and watching it get ed up. Okay, Dauntless Bodyguard, History of Benalia, and Order of Midnight. How about we go with Dauntless Bodyguard? I want these nice low-cost cards. Being able to bring the knights back from the graveyard is also tasty. Ooh, okay. I'll take that. Move you back to the command zone. Goblin Warchief, giving all the goblins haste. That's a land on top. They could sacrifice a creature to exile that, look for something deeper, since we do know what's on the battlefield now. Okay, so they're actually using the Castle Locktwain to draw. There's a Feed the Swarm. That would kill one of these mostly for free, but they can't play it off the top of their deck with the Snoop. They'd need to exile it to play it. Okay. Is there a knight on top of my deck? There is a knight on top of my deck. We're going to go crazy with knights this turn. Valiant Knight. Dauntless Bodyguard on the Cavalier. Etchings of the Chosen. To give all my knights +1/+1. Well, I gotta name them first. Knight. Knight. It's better than scrolling. And now the old attack all button. Spacebar a few times. Just a few. Just a few. So us gaining 7 life off this Cavalier is pretty big. I feel like our opponent has been very conservative about trying to attack into my boards, which feels so ungoblin-like and un-Rakdos-like. Nice. So they sacrifice the thing blocking the Cavalier of Night so they can shock this knight to kill it. I think that's very reasonable. That way I'm not gaining this life, and they get a little bit of a trade. I'm still at 24 life, though. I don't feel too threatened. We've got all these great tribal abilities out. Ooh, Munitions Expert. How many goblins are there? 5. 5 to this knight. Okay, that's cool. They have only 2 life left. I feel like they're not going to win this. I'm glad they're playing it to the very end. They still have lots of blockers they can keep alive. Oh, nope. They're going for the self-kill. Good game, IntelliSolo. I like your goblins. Also, they get to scry. Yay. Jonathan Badwolf is playing Nethroi, Apex of Death. This is a reanimation commander in white, black, and green. That's Abzan. This is a really nice hand because we have the Ambitious Farmhand, who, she's not a knight, but she turns into a knight, and gets us another white mana source, which I think is pretty important. I'm going to start with the Snow-Covered Swamp, though. just in case I draw planes off the top, because I'd rather use this as a spell. Well, an ability. Damage. I'd rather use it for damage. Oh, Nazis! Hello, yes, I have many things. Are you going to remove them? I need those for thinking. Okay, well, I guess they're also on the you're not allowed to have white mana game plan. Sure, I'm gonna play a Ganjo then. That way I can at least get the Guardian of Faith out. Or hold open mana for Murderous Rider. We'll be able to like hold open both. This has flash, and this is doubles as an instant speed for Swift End, which is a kill spell. Ooh, Concealed Courtyard, and we pass the turn. Phyrexian Reclamation is another nice reanimation piece. This is a card that I'm actually kind of bewildered by them bringing into Arena. It feels like such a strange choice. All right, here's the Guardian of Faith. I wanted that out so I could attack with a Knight. Hey, Raddic. Let's see some action here. Let's see, we've got Benalish Marshal, Circle of Loyalty, and Midnight Reaper. I would be able to play Circle of Loyalty if these two are alive next turn. I don't have triple white for you. I do have a legend in hand. I'm gonna go with Midnight Reaper here. So right now, Raddic, again, Hexproof from white and black. That's two of our opponent's colors. They can't hit Raddic with Skyclave Apparition. We've got Hexproof. So Raddic is very, very well protected, I'll say, in this circumstance. But I'm going to protect him even more, just in case of a board wipe. So Raddic is now given a one-off indestructible ability here. Let's see, Smitten Swordmaster and another Dauntless Bodyguard. More Dauntless Bodyguards. All I have are bodyguards. Raddic is going to be the best guarded knight in the business. Midnight Reaper also coming out. Are they going to bring it back? That's fine with me, because I'm generating these cards from Raddic. I feel like I'm not losing card advantage by doing this. Like this? This is generated. You can tell from the A23. Oh, nice. Solemn Simulacrum. By the way, I didn't actually hover over Nethroi. I just assume people know what it does. Nethroi mutates to bring back 10 power or less of creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. There are certain cards, by the way, that have negative or 0 power when they're not on the battlefield, which goes super well with Nethroi. So many choices here. I think I'm going to attack with everything. I can be very sacrificial because I keep getting more cards. Just phase everybody out. The card advantage is so real. Do you want to phase you out? No. This is fine. I'll draw a card. Maybe it will be a land. Can I have a land? Please land? Land. I put so many lands in this deck. Yes. All right. I'm going to take a look at their hand with the Breskir Tollkeeper. I don't know how to say that name. I won't get to see everything. I'll only get to see their creatures and lands. Okay, so they have 3 things, 2 lands, that, and a mystery card. So I'm going to end the turn and hold open Guardian of Faith because I think they might have a board wipe. Otherwise, like, they're at 7 life. They're in danger. What have you, Jonathan Bad Wolf? Skyclave Apparition coming back down. Alright, I'm no longer that afraid of them having a board wipe. I don't think that they would do this first. So I'm going to Guardian of Faith, and I'm actually going to phase out all my creatures. Hi, Nethroi, just coming out as a big life linker. But we still will have lethal. We can just kill that. They know I have the Murderous Rider, and swing in. Nice work. I don't know how to read my opponent's name, and I'm not going to try. We have good cards in our hand. Keep them. That's the easy answer. Keep them. Yes, we're going to continue to generate infinite value as we go up against Shina Purifying Blade. So unlike the other people we faced down today, this is most likely going to be a control deck, which is going to be a little tougher for us to deal with, but I think we're strong, powerful, and beautiful, and able to take down the Shana Menace. Now, there's a small chance that this is actually a Shana life gain deck, but that chance is small. Almost everybody builds this as just Bant control. Well, that's a crime card. I'm okay with crime. Are we causing problems here? Are you going to perpetually remove abilities from my Metallic Mimic and deal damage to it? No, they're gonna exile with Swords to Plowshares. I was like, they have 1 mana removal, but which 1 mana removal? It could be anything. Okay, do I want to set up for... Yeah, I'm gonna play Black Market Connections. So Black Market Connections, getting this down early means that I can pay tons of life to get lots of stuff. Including knights, because this makes knights. It makes colorless shapeshifters. I love this card because, I don't know about you, but I get great joy in paying 6 life to just do a bunch of stuff. It's just so satisfying to be like, and I'm pressing all the buttons. I'm pressing all the buttons. Herald's Horn. I'm gonna name knights on this. I want to name knights on this. Do you have a memory lapse, or are you just gonna steal? Because I see that Agent of Rafine. Life is a resource, and I'm gonna pay it all night long. Bell to Brawl or Knight of Grace. I'm gonna get down the Knight of Grace. You tell me I can pick any number of modes, I'm picking every number of modes. Oh, I would love a land with a basic land type. Yes. Wow, thank you. I actually have a 1-drop I could play here, but I'd rather just get out a duel and have it come in tapped. I'm paying enough life for this, but this is the important life. I love Black Market Connections so much. Yes, 6 life. 6 life, please, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and play Raddic here. You gonna counter it? Okay, Disdainful Stroke. That's fine. I'm not happy about it, but I accept it as truth. I'm going to swing in with my 2 knights. Oh, this is a knight. She's just like a wet knight, just hanging out on the docks. Waiting for you to go in for a steal. I want them to not have mana when I take this out. And I do think that this is worth using removal on. Agent of Rafine, kind of like Raddic, is an alchemy card that generates too much value. Do you care to block the lone wolf? Yes. More! End step. Go to steal. Do it. Go to steal. Nice. All right, so it's tapped out and we kill it. Bye. Trying to steal my cool cards. They're my cool cards. You can't have them. Especially not my lands. I need those. I need my lands. Ooh, Tranquil Cove comes in tapped, gains them a life. Shana, they have 1 mana left. They gained a life, so they can draw a card. Cool. I don't think I need to make this, but I will still pay 3 life. I have my priorities straight. Sort of. Let's go with Etchings of the Chosen. Naming Knight. I spelled it wrong. All right, there we go. Knight! And then I'm going to play another knight. Nice. More knights. Ooh, more land. I really want mana. They said nice too. And I'm gonna go, yay! So what's nice about Etching of the Chosen is it allows me to add more survivability to my board. So I can sacrifice a creature of the chosen type to give a target creature indestructible until end of turn. So in this case, if they had a board wipe, I could sacrifice the 2 shapeshifters to keep the Knight of Grace and Nadar alive. This is just a really, really good piece of both buffing, because it's this Anthem effect, giving +1/+1 to all my knights, and also survival. Oh, they're mad! Stop the mic. Boom. And give them a little happy Valkyrie. Nice! Good game. I go first, and I have good cards in my hand. What's up, Tatiova? She who turns landfall into card draw. Tatiova's a really, really strong creature. I would say in the running for the best uncommon commanders. Tatiova is both very popular in Brawl and in Commander. I would actually consider building a Tatiova deck. If I had the cards for it. I don't. I have a bunch of like landfall related commander decks because I love landfall as an ability, but I don't have fancy lands. I kind of top out at a shock land, and I don't think I have a breeding pool. Oh, Llanowar Elves on turn 1. Bad news, I can't kill it this turn. So I'll play this instead. This is a Knight of Dusk's Shadow. This is a Dominaria United Knight. And it stops life gain. So, your landfall won't gain you any life. And also, it has menace, so it's pretty good with Raddic as just an evasive creature to swing in. Okay, so it doesn't look like they had another land here. Azusa lets them play 2 extra, and I'm wondering if I should go for Elspeth's Nightmare. I think Elspeth's Nightmare on Azusa because they have the potential to just chain together so many landfalls just by drawing and getting more and more and more value. Elspeth's Nightmare, Chapter 1, we killed the creature. Chapter 2, we're going to get to see what's in their hand. In Chapter 3, we're going to be exiling their graveyard. They still have enough mana to play Tatiova. Okay, a Fabled Passage. I'm surprised they didn't play Tatiova first. They would have been drawing 2 cards. They wouldn't have been gaining 2 life, though. Knight of Dusk Shadow with the relevant text. Where were you in the Trailusara game? My beloved. My beloved knights. Oh, things are happening. 3 mana. Specifically tapping the Llanowar Elf. What are you doing? Nissa! Hi, Nissa, for 1 mana. You know what? I have a feeling that is the only non-creature, non-land card in their hand. And they just wanted to get it onto the battlefield. Alright, so let's take a look. Oh, wait. Counterspell and Into the North. Ew. Did you think I wasn't going to get rid of that? Because I want to. I'm going to use Bostry's Lieutenant to give a permanent +1/+1 to the Knight of Dusk's Shadow. Kill this Nissa so she gets exiled along with the rest of the graveyard. And pass the turn. Get that attack in. Raddic we can play next turn. I'm not too scared of them drawing the cards off this in the Into the North. They are ramping though, and there are a lot of really strong cards they could be ramping into. But I know we have a one-sided board wipe this next turn. Crippling Fear. I'll make you no fear. Gonna go ahead and name Knight. There are so many cards in this deck where you name a creature type. Wait a minute. You have a counterspell. Pact of Negation. Rude. Okay, Pact of Negation happens. They can't block this because of this protection from multicolored. And now they have to pay 5 mana because they pacted me. Well, I was going to kill all your creatures, so that's fair. That's very fair. Thank you for preventing the life gain. I love you, Knight of Dusk's Shadow. They still have 4 mana up here. 2 cards in hand. in the Trenches would give a buff to my board, but I'd rather start getting cards off Raddic. So I'm going to try to play my commander here. I feel like they may have a counterspell. This seems like the kind of opponent that plays counterspells. I don't know what makes me think that, other than the counterspells. And I'm going to attack in with both. Oh, wait. Are you going to bounce? Are you going to bounce my beautiful creature? Just attacking with Basri's Lieutenant, because that can't block it, and the Llanowar Elf is not as scary. Cavalier of Dawn, Knight of Ebon Legion, and Midnight Reaper. I think I'm going to go with Midnight Reaper, Knight. Let's go with, yeah, we're gonna go with Midnight Reaper. I don't have lands. They do. I'm kind of jealous. Mystic Subdual! It's a 1/4. They can double block. I'll kill the Llanowar Elf. I bet they were considering throwing that onto my commander. Mystic Subdual, by the way, -2/-0, lose all abilities. Would be pretty nice on something like Raddic. Is this Lotus Cobra? Turns their landfalls into an even more powerful party. I'm gonna play the Signet and the Skyclave Apparition to actually remove that Lotus Cobra. I really want to make sure that they can't go crazy, casting tons of things, getting tons of value. Here comes Raddic. I don't have the mana to play any of this stuff anyway, so Smitten Swordmaster. Who knows? I might have 1 mana open on one of these turns, and then I can curry favor to drain a bunch of life. Taking a look at what they've already played. They probably still have things like Rebukes and Sublime Epiphany in their deck. Bouncing all of my non-land permanents. Countering big spells. Ah, okay. They needed to see what they got off that Lotus Cobra. Or not the Lotus Cobra, off the Lotus Field. Because they did draw a card. Floating the mana. Zeus's Many Journeys, that just lets them play more lands. This Gix's command. What cool art. The commands had really great art in Brothers War. Timeless Witness. Oh, what can you bring back? Mystic Subdual, I think. Throw that on my Raddic. Nice. So my commander does nothing now, but it's still a creature and it's still a beater. I think we can go for a surprise here. We're going to create some knights, seek a non-land permanent, destroy, no, just enchantment, and gain life. That one. Me gain life. And I have to do this pre-combat, by the way, because I want Raddic's trigger to happen. And everybody but the Skyclave Apparition, come on in! Gobi's like, no, 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 stop it. No, I won't. I'm having fun. It's Shadowfang, the Squirrel General. Whenever they make a token, they get an extra squirrel, and they can sacrifice those squirrels to cause disaster, disease, and, well, giving +X, -X. Sometimes it does more damage, and sometimes it kills things. Shadowfang is pretty sweet. Also has Forest Walk, but I'm an Orzhov deck, so there's no forests in my deck. I think. I'm gonna say that there aren't. Knight of Grace or Metallic Mimic to start. They said hello and good game. Hi. 1 second. I'm busy typing. Naming Knight. And I'll say hello and give them Rowan doing little fist bumps. She's like, yay. Prosperous Innkeeper gets them a treasure token. By the way, this deck is probably going to be a combination of tokens and aristocrats. That tends to be how it rolls. Stopping life gain. They do have a life gain source. Or getting something with hexproof down. Let's go with the Knight of Dusk Shadow to start. and it's a little extra chunky, thanks to the metallic mimic giving it a +1/+1 counter. Something notable about Chatterfang decks is they tend to run a combo that has some redundant pieces, but mostly it's just got... no life gain for you. Mostly it's just got Pitiless Plunderer and Chatterfang causing problems. Nice! Okay, so they're gaining no life because of Knight of Dusk Legions, thank goodness. This Crippling Fear will come in handy, but I have to survive until I get there. I'm going to throw down the History of Benalia, the good one, and I'm going to offer them a trade here. If they want to, they could triple block this. They don't want to. Nice. So if we get one more land, then we can... Ooh, well now we can't kill Chatterfang because of Sylvan Anthem. Giving their green creatures, they're all green. +1/+1. Hey, that's not green. Thank you for preventing the life gain. I love you, Knight of Dusk Shadow. Life gain is cheat. That's why we play life gain decks. Nice, and they're hitting me for 4. That is a land, but am I willing to bolt in for it? Yeah. Pay the 3 life. And we're gonna say night-night to the non-knights. Goodbye. And swing in for 5. Chatterfang's gonna get a little chunkier. Moldervine Reclamation. When their creatures die, they gain a life and draw a card. My knights are gonna get a buff here. I'm willing to let you draw a card here because I want to kind of keep this tempo going. And they're not okay with that because we wiped the board, killed their commander, and exiled it, so they didn't even get to draw a card. I'm gonna say that's a GG. We have absolutely decimated the queue this morning with our Raddic deck, and I will encourage you to play this deck before the matchmaking algorithm decides that it's good and pairs it up against really, really scary decks. As always, if you'd like to watch me record our Brawl Stars episodes live, you should come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I am almost every single day playing Magic, sometimes playing other games. I was actually playing Mortuary Assistant, not on my channel, but on Voxy's channel last night. It was really fun. We filled a lot of dead bodies with fluid and talked about Santa's private parts, which is normal. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a Brawl-tastic day.